EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. These folks are ready, and we are underway. This fielded at the 2. Gets around and nowhere to go. He'll make it back only to the 5. EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
One.
And they go play action here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Titans. Luke Stocker, 70 yards. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. And now Mariota and the Titan offense, they're going to line up to go for 2.
You got three down. Keep it rolling.
Lewis will get a handoff, and he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, baby.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at the 40.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down, 4 down. Check, check.
Here's Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Griffin. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, the natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Woo, get it. He ain't going nowhere. Woo, he ain't going nowhere.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Hey, black 22.
On first down, Watson. To the right side, complete to Miller. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard.
Tiger. 4 down, 4 down. Alert. Check 26. Two jet.
Watson looks to throw again. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive going to plan so far.
Check, crunch.
Watson on first down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 29 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Charles, big picture for the Titans. That's 3 straight years now at 9-7. And, of course, this past year had the Colts on their home turf with a chance to get into the playoffs, could not get it done. So a little bit of disappointment going into the offseason.
Certainly. They were number 8 overall on defense. They played better than expectations there. But the offense really struggled, especially in the passing game. Just number 27 in passing. They've got to get Marcus Mariota healthy. They've got to get him throwing the football downfield and connecting. And they need to get Derrick Henry going faster in the running game. He came on late, but the early part of the season, not up to par.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Titans. Luke Stocker with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Titans get the quick strike touchdown. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or You make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up. They're at least trying to discourage him from throwing the ball to him.
And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. Well, not content with a first-quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And did the Titans get this? Yes, Tennessee football. Well, they just scored, they got the lead, and they decide to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Scouting, scouting, scouting. They had to have seen something in their preparation for this game that told them in this situation, if they get the look they like, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. They like being bold.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 43. Mariota. Complete.
Let's go, let's go,
and
let's
they're
go.
able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time. First down, Mariota. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And now Mariota and the Titan offense, they're going to line up to go for 2.
We got it all day up in here. We got it all day.
Set. Blue lady.
Wilson get the handoff. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. But the Houston Texans, as they come onto the field, obviously their offseason hit a little earlier than they wanted in January, making it to the playoffs, losing to Indianapolis. That was the first time that 2 AFC South teams had actually met in the playoffs when they squared off with the Colts.
And think about how the two of them began the year. Houston began 0-3. The Colts began 1-5. Yet they both finished so hot. The Colts down the stretch, 9-1 in their last 10. Houston 8-2, and end up meeting in the playoffs. And both of them ended up winning on the other team's home field. The Colts did it twice. Houston did it once.
But as you said several times, hard for Houston to be completely disappointed with the ending. They have a lot to build on for next year. And he whips one in there complete. It's Demaryius Thomas. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Strong right. Let's go one more.
Down. Black 22.
On first down, it's Watson. Incomplete.
Watch the slant.
Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey. We got 3. We got 3. 3 down.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Mike 54.
Come back. Tiger.
Strip that ball.
Throwing again is Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hopkins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
the line. Green the line.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
To the air yet again. Watson.
Watch the out. Watch the out.
Over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans draw a bit closer. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead is down to 4. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Mariota. And he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
That's it, baby.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s, I think as we started moving through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that, but a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
A second down throw here for Mariota. They'll roll him out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since.
One.
On 3rd down, Mariota. He's got Corey Davis. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this. Keeps hitting the calculator, but my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
One.
Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Throwing again. Mariota on 2nd and 10. Rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Tight ends right.
Set. 2-8. Keep it rolling.
Watch twist.
Keep it rolling. One.
Again, it's Mariota. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions. They don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth.
Tight on the right.
Set. Blue 80.
Hey, we got four. We got four down.
Mariota again. Caught right side, Davis. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So not only do they convert on fourth, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
One.
Mariota on first down.
Here they come.
And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown. Marcus Mariota on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead.
Oh, yeah, that's the score, baby. That's it, huh?
And now Mariota and the Titan offense, they're going to line up to go for two.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Four down. Check.
Set. Wide 80.
Mike 55. Man, I got you.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Houston. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Hey, four down.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Richmond.
Move.
Black 22.
Out of the gun, Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jayon Brown coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
That's what I'm talking
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Red. Blue 80.
Mike. Y'all not ready.
From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jayon Brown in there to drop him for the second straight play. They may want to block him on 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Come back.
55's Mike, guys. 55. Get ready.
Tiger.
Right there in the middle. 55.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead.
Blitz.
Throwing the comeback fullback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
The punt team on now as this one's sent away. Here's Jackson. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Titan football. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right.
Set. Blue 80.
Hey, you got 3 down.
1.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, an exciting week with a divisional round coming up on the NFC side of things, Charles. Dallas at L.A., the Rams. Philadelphia at New Orleans. What do you think?
Well, I can't wait because Dallas at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams feel like they've gotten their mojo back down the stretch on offense. Dallas feels like they can pound and bruise against anyone with Ezekiel Elliott carrying the load. That's going to be a marquee game. And how about Philadelphia and New Orleans, the defending Super Bowl champs? Here comes Nick Foles again. New Orleans, the #1 seed at home. They don't lose at home in the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era in the playoffs. This is going to be fun. Remember, they played earlier this year, and New Orleans wiped out Philadelphia.
And you'll be calling. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. '54's Mike.
Come back.
Watch 54.
Tiger.
I smell fear in that offense.
After the interception, here's Watson. His throw incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Strong right. 4 down. Alert.
Throwing again, Watson. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense
Richmond.
mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great
Red.
opportunity.
Green,
You got to cash in and get some points.
Richmond. Mike 55. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Watch the curls.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
Set. Green the line.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
On 1st down, Watson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Hey. You got 4.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And the Titans getting set to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on first and 10. Final play of the half here, Mariota. Going deep here for Taylor. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And an alley to run. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the third quarter. And boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect. But overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Well, Charles, the All-Pro team was announced a Friday before the playoffs started. Aaron Donald, the only unanimous choice. Let's see, the Chiefs had 4, Bears had 4. What stuck out to you about the All-Pro team?
Well, it's such a great year for Drew Brees, a quarterback from New Orleans, the #1 seed in the NFC. Yet he's only second team All-Pro because Patrick Mahomes had a magical season in Kansas City and deserved to be the #1 guy. How about the Chicago Bears going from worst to first in the NFC North? 4 players making the All-Pro team led by Khalil Mack. And then when you talk about rookies, the Colts had 2 that made it in Quentin Nelson, their offensive guard, and Darius Leonard, their linebacker.
Mariota now from the 50. And his throw is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To the air again, Mariota. And it's incomplete. And the tight end Luke Stocker was the target. And it's 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
3.
And the blitz does come. And Davis has it over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10.
One.
They'll throw again. Mariota sliding out of the pocket. And this is caught at the 8. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Luke Stocker, 37 yards. And the Titans are going to take the lead. And now Mariota and the Titan offense, they're going to line up to go for 2.
We got 3.
To throw is Mariota. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. This one's caught. And it stretches their lead up to 8. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now out comes Houston. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the season?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jayon Brown in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Tight end right. 4 down.
To throw is Watson. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still, a lot of guys to account for.
Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now, but he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
One.
Following the interception here, Mariota. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. Inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down.
Keep it rolling.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And now this is a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mariota now. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long.
One. Set. Back, 80.
3 down.
Now Mariota. Stocker's got it, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans.
Touchdown.
Luke Stocker, 30 yards. yards. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Jerry Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Here they come, here they come, here they come. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Underneath from Miller. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Reset, reset, reset.
Check, 55 to Mike.
On first down, it's Watson. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up.
Crash! Crash, 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 crash.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
We got 4.
Two jet, two jet.
We got 4 down, let's go.
Set, black 22.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. Looking left side. He's got him in. That's Fuller. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Blitz, 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 blitz.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Move. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Watson looks to throw again. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. That'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in
Black,
pregame,
I feel it.
you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Let's get it to
Again, it's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jayon Brown getting him once again. His 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Another loss. Another loss. Another day.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Down. 280. 280.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Back to throw, Watson. And he's gonna go down again.
Blitz.
Jayon Brown. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
Eyes on 10. Single, single.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Texans cut into that lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Reset, reset, reset.
We got 4. We got 4.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
59, Mike.
Two jet, two jet.
You got nothing today.
Now it's Watson. score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the fourth. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a one-score affair after they get the two.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the two-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their two-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Titans now. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there, huh?
Easy.
4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike. Too little, Cupcake.
One.
On 2nd down, Mariota again. He'll buy some time right.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
One. Where are they, team?
Down play fake here on first down. Room to run past midfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans. 41 yards.
One.
41's the Mike.
Mariota now to throw on first down. They'll roll him out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one that he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
The 2nd down throw here for Mariota. And that is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have a look at it, 3rd and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
One. 3. Let's go.
Mariota again.
Shift.
And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
One. And it's good.
Again, it's Mariota. Rolling to his right.
Get him.
And look at this. pass. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10.
Black 22! Black 22!
Back to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10.
Come back, come back!
Back to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Left, watch left.
Down! Blue 80! Blue 80! Come back, come back! Tiger!
And with the play clock running low, Bill O'Brien's going to signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Watch right, we got right. Tighten up.
Down! Blue 80! Blue 80!
Check 52. Hey, check right. Watch 55. Come on. Check.
Tiger! 55! Come back!
He's back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 45 yards. And now the Texans are within a 2-point conversion of tying up this game. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Tiger! Red! Black 22! Black 22!
Mike 5'9".
Two jet!
Check three.
They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and gain range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. On the crossing route, complete. That's Davis.
Let's go.
A good pick up there at 22. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you gotta use one here, don't you?
I'll use one right here.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Let's go.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down. Mariota to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want? Against that dime.
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Mariota. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
Let's go,
and
let's
the stop
go, let's
here
go.
will come at the 38-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them
Let's
up.
go.
They try to run for the first with Henry. Derrick Henry all alone. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also, on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
Come back, come back.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey,
Down. Green the line. Green the line. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Now it's Watson. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. When you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Blitz.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Justin Reed. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go. Let's go. 12. Let's go.
Tight end right.
First carry over Todd Gurley. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels.
Super
because
one,
if you
super
crowd
one.
everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
To throw on second down is gone. Out left, he's got it down. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. He's got him in. Complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 46 yards.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
First and 10 now in Houston territory at the 25-yard line.
Single.
Goff now looking to throw. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 6 there on first. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practice now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Down. Right side complete. That's Woods. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be second and 11. one to Gurley. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well,
Hey,
but here's 3rd down.
Lift!
Turns it over to Gurley. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And Zerline's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They move the ball well on their opening drive.
After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. It's a very short kick. Taken by an up man. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Hey, 4 down.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
26, Mike. 26, Mike.
Here's Watson. Throwing right side, that's complete. Demaryius Thomas. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Check hot route. Hot.
Black 99 Philly.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down.
There are also family restrooms located on every level of the building.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down.
Tet. Blue 80. Blue 80.
Come on, watch 10. Watch 10.
Watson now to throw. Now dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Don't worry about that. Single.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Watson on 1st down. Catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they
Down.
come up on 2nd
Green the
down.
line. Green the line.
Bring it.
Watson looks to throw again. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron Donald in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Tight end right. 3 down, 3 down.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
From the gun, here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Well, CD, one thing you and I haven't discussed now that we are in the playoffs now, we know how the start of the draft is going to go. You look at the top 5, Arizona, San Fran, Jets at 3, Raiders, wherever they may be at 4, Tampa Bay 5. What are your thoughts?
Well, immediately, this is going to be different in 2019 than 2018 because in 2018, it was all about the quarterbacks. I don't think that's going to be the case. You just mentioned the top 5. You can make a legitimate case that in the top 5, none of those teams are in the market to select the quarterback. So now, who is? I think you got to get to number 6 with the New York Giants. That's where the quarterback market begins.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Maverick Walls. Here we go, fellas. Here we go. 14.
On 2nd and 10, gone. And that's complete to Cooks. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
On 1st down, it's gone. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Okay, baby, I see you.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Cornell.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there. They'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. We're going to dial him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle it. That's what you're looking for.
Double tight. 4 down.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Here we go. Tiger.
Tight left. We got 4. We got 5.
On 1st and 10, gone. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Shell.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage.
Super
The
one.
drag route can be effective when it's running.
Push it in with Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll give it to him out of the middle. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Here we go,
They've been
here we go.
stuffed twice here for
Hey,
losses.
5.
Now it's 3rd and goal.
Three. Hey, 81 right there.
From the gun, here's Goff. And he's got it. That's Cup for a Ram touchdown. In for the score. And the Rams add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
35 seconds, all that remains in the first half as they come up on first down.
Tight ends on the Ringo.
Red, black 22, black 22.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Tight right. We got three, fellas. We got three.
On first down, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. From the 50, it's Watson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Watson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Down, blue 80, blue 80.
26 Mike.
Again, it's Watson. Caught here by Griffin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 more there and another first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. Fairbairn able to put this one through. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
58, right over there, right over there.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he whips that one incomplete there. Now that we sit in the postseason, let's talk about some of these awards we've been hitting on all year, Charles. MVP, what do you think?
Well, I think it's going to come down to Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback at Kansas City, Drew Brees, quarterback New Orleans, and Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle for Los Angeles Rams. I ultimately think that Mahomes wins this award. I think he distanced himself late in the season from Brees, and it's hard for a defender to win the MVP.
Rookie of the year, Barkley, or does Mayfield have a shot?
Personally, I would give it to Barkley because he's been there all 16, but Mayfield made Cleveland relevant, put them in a position where maybe we even talk about the playoffs, and boy, the excitement level has really ramped up. I would not be surprised at all if he won.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Ndamukong Suh breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal?
Hey, Blue 80. Blue 80. Come back, come back. Richmond.
Back to throw, Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. It got his man complete. A big gain of 39 on 3rd. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Right here.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. He's got it, middle of the field. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Hey.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Griffin. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Strong left. Hey, guys, check me out.
Come back. Red. Green the line.
To the air yet again, Watson. He'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Tight end's right.
Down. Blue 80.
From the red zone now, Watson. Dancing to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Watson just beating the play clock. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Aaron Donald in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Right. 3 down, 3 down.
Come back, come back.
Who's got 84? Check 84.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. Underneath for Miller. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Back now in Los Angeles. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Harbaugh.
They'll try and start the drive early. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless and without speech. To throw is gone. Oh, what a juke into space. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go. 76. Tell him. 76. 76.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Handoff for Miller. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is gone. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
Lift.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Bang, 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 bang.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Here we go.
Another carry now for Gurley. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Move.
Hey, Shell. Shell.
Throwing on third. Gone. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. J.J. Watt in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He made his first attempt. This from 45. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Hey, black 22. Black 22.
They'll look to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
That gets them the 1st down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
He's back to throw. Now he'll drop it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
They're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
It's complete to Hopkins. Still shedding tackles. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Watson now, 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's 1st down.
Odd. 3 down. Odd. Check.
Back to throw. His throw incomplete. Aqib Talib, the veteran Pro Bowler, there to get a hand in, knock it away. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Single.
Black 22. Black Back 22.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
3 down, 3 down.
Come back, come back.
26, Mike. 26, Mike.
Back to throw. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. First down now, but that clock rolling.
In a 2-minute drill, we often talk about taking care of the football, but sometimes it's just a matter of who wants it more. How about him going up top on a 50-50 ball and taking it away for a big play?
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, they have had no answer for this connection all night long.
They just have to think in a 2-minute situation, that's got to be a concentration lapse. You know they're going to go back to him with the game that he's been having.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
4 down. Check.
Set. Green the line. Green the line.
26, Mike.
Watson now to throw. And he's got Miller. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it first and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
Now it's Watson. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah. What looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Goff now looking to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly, costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Maverick.
Look out for number 30.
Jula. 12. Super.
Gone.
Check.
He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted.
That's it, baby.
Picked off by Andre Howe. And These guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you're primed to pump all week in your own home facility.